Sir Topham Hatt was enjoying his tea and iced bun when the telephone rang. So there's trouble in the harbor yard? I'll be there right away. Diesel was working loudly and alone.
Starting off with the characters that I chose for this set, we of course had to have Diesel, who is the main character of this episode. He gets brought back to Sodor, to Percy's and Duck's surprise. So here we have Percy. And then up on the viaduct, we have Duck as well. And then for the figures, I of course had to have Sir Topham Hatt. So here is the old style figure. And then we have the Harbor Master. For the miscellaneous items in this set, we have the gristmill. And then we also have one tree. And then we have the Sodor Bay tugboat, because this is a harbor. This is the big harbor on the island of Sodor at this point in the show. So the gristmill and tugboat are very fitting. And then we have the Sodor cargo crane to help the engines load up their cargo. And then we have the work shed, which is going to be the main sheds of the episode, where we see Duck and Percy for most of it.
Percy and Duck were horrified. They did not trust Diesel at all. They refused to work and would not leave their shed.
So I can't believe I forgot to go over the rolling stock I included in this set. So we of course had to have the Sodor China Clay cars. As we see later in the episode, Diesel does shunt a train of China Clay into the water. Then we have the Sodor cargo car, along with a piece of cargo that goes with this cargo crane. And then I threw in a fuel tanker, because there's all sorts of rolling stock at the harbor, and it's always nice to get a lot of rolling stock in a set such as this one. So the episode starts off to the harbor being very busy. Duck and Percy are both tired out, and so the Fat Controller has to bring in another engine to help out with the workload.
Huh, it's about time, said Percy. I ache so much I can hardly get my wheels to move, agreed Duck.
Percy and Duck are obviously shocked that Diesel has been brought back to the railway.
It came as a shock when he did. Good morning, squirmed Diesel in his oily voice.
But then there's also plenty of rolling stock for Diesel to push and pull around, just like in the episode.
Diesel, as if to make himself quite clear, bumped some cars hard. Oh! Screamed the cars.
And now Sir Topham Hatt comes to the harbor to the sheds to find Percy and Duck going on strike.
You said you sent him packing, sir. I have to give Diesel a second chance, replied Sir Topham Hatt.
So then we come to the next morning, where we can reenact the scene of Diesel bumping into the back of Percy, because of Diesel's driver, of course, but Diesel, of course, loves it. And we can remove these roofs of this shed, so there's plenty of room to reenact the scene.
Diesel's driver had not put his brakes on properly, and Diesel started to move. He went bump straight into Percy.
And then we come to the scene where Diesel shunts the truck so hard that the loads spill out onto the tracks. But then we have Percy and Duck off to the side, horrified, but they don't want to be the ones to tell Sir Topham Hatt.
Later, Diesel bumped the cars so hard that the loads went everywhere. What will Sir Topham Hatt say? Gasped Percy.
And now we come to my favorite part of this story set. So we have the scene where Diesel shunts the China Clay into the water off the quay. But in this set, I've included a female buffer, so the buffer breaks away just like in the episode, and we can have the China Clay be lost into the water below.
Next day, he was shunting freight cars full of China Clay. He banged the cars hard into the buffers, but the buffers weren't secure.
And so this is what the scene would look like. I think it turned out pretty well. And as we know in the episode, Sir Topham Hatt catches wind of Diesel's actions, and so he plans to send him packing once again.
Sir Topham Hatt heard the news. The cars were hoisted safely from the sea, but the clay was lost.
And so we come to the end of the story, where Diesel is sent packing, and Percy and Duck are just fine doing the extra work alone.
The harbor master has told me everything. Things worked much better here before you arrived. I shall not be inviting you back.
And so that is the entire story set for the episode Diesel Does It Again from Season 3 of Thomas and Friends. This set was a lot of fun to build. This is also just a very good episode. Comes from the classic era of Thomas the Tank Engine, so you know it's going to be a good one. But also I just love building sets that have anything to do with the harbor or Brendam Docks. And so it was a fun episode to watch and a very fun layout or set to build.
Replied the engines. Whistling cheerfully, they puffed back to work while Diesel sulked slowly away.
And so that is going to be it for today's custom story set. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any requests for episodes to be created into sets. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.